My name's Peter Powning. I'm an artist, and I'm the artist responsible for creating Strata at Cinema Tower. I became involved with this project essentially through Daniels.
So Daniels Corporation actually has quite a long-standing relationship with Peter. We got to know Peter many years ago as a prominent Canadian artist, and when we were doing Festival Tower, which of course was our first condominium here in the entertainment district, we became aware of Peter's work, particularly working with his glass, and we were always quite fascinated with it, and we had occasion to meet Peter when he came to Toronto, and as a result of that we actually commissioned Peter to do a wonderful piece that is today hung in behind the concierge desk of Festival Tower.
They were interested in using some of the material from the buildings that were being torn down, if there were any architectural details or things that might actually be useful in producing a work of art that would relate to the site.
It was a very ambitious project, quite complicated, and as I mentioned before, required a high degree of collaboration. So Peter was on site for much of the excavation. He had access to a lot of the archaeological elements. He had canvassed our entire team about making sure if there were any elements that we wanted to have represented.
The original concept was that the whole building, the podium, would be like a geological core sample drawn up from below the earth. So it would have the strata of the history, the geological history of the site.
Peter's an amazing artist, came with a number of ideas, but Strata clearly represented this ambitious desire to want to capture some of the history of the area in a very modern way, which would complement the exterior facade of Cinema Tower.
There's a lot to discover there about the site and this place, and it relates to the Irish immigrants, the native presence beforehand, and the way the place is changed and evolved.
Public art is meant to be thought-provoking, it's meant to be engaging, it's meant to cause people to want to kind of come to this area of the city.
This entrance is, it's a part of the building. We're in the entertainment district. It's Cinema Tower is the name of the building, and so there's a kind of a movie set, stage set quality to the piece.
Strata is just another representation of Daniel's commitment to the arts and how we engage communities, and the arts and public art in particular is one way in which we can do that.
What I want people to get from this piece is this sense of place and the history and the depth of history of the spot. You know, you live in a big city and everything's kind of in the moment and present. There's historical stuff around, but this notion that you live on the backs of layers and layers of people that went before that had something to do with where we are now. And I think that's the sense of time and place is what this is about. Plus there are these gems of things that came from the site that give you an intimate picture of who was here before. I think as people kind of grasp that idea and get the sense of the strata, the layering of the artifacts and the sense of time and the human presence here is what I want people to take away.